And a common kind of, I don't know, criticism or question about this effective fat burn graph is this the same way every time someone exercises or every time they test? And so if you were to do a test like in the afternoon after they'd eaten and things like that, you might see that this effective fat burn graph, if you're just doing a VO2 max test, you might see that this looks different then. And the reason why is often that they didn't have a chance to burn off any blood sugar and things like that. So the more you do a warm up beforehand and they have a chance to kind of burn off what they've just eaten, then these will sync up pretty
Yeah.
well. And so oftentimes people will question it because if you do another test, especially if you're not taking an adequate warm up ahead of time, then they won't sync up with a morning test versus an afternoon test or things like that. But most of the time, it's just because they didn't do an adequate warm up. And so once you've done that and you burn off kind of yeah, heightened blood sugar from what you've most recently eaten or things like that, then they sync up pretty well. And so that's a test I like to do with my students. Is I'll have them do more of a traditional ramp um, a graded exercise test, and then tell them a day or two later, go on a 3 to 5 mile run, depending on how fit they are and stuff. Go on a 3 mile run and then come back in, hop on the treadmill at the same place that we set your zone, and we'll find that your fat burn is synced up like really well with your original test.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things. That's why we have them come in fasted, and we want to eliminate as many variables as we can so we can see what their metabolism's actually doing. And then with the different life factors, they tend to bear out still once we've gotten a good warm up and we get into more of a steady state.